This is the S&P 500 Spider ETF SPY one-day reading for June 10th, 2024. It's currently May 15th, 2024, 1:47 p.m. Eastern Time. SPY at the time of this reading, $528.52 USD. We're on a rip today. And the shuffle file for the June 10th reading was created on May 2nd, 2024 at 11:10 p.m. Eastern Time. That's the video playing in the lower left corner. The overall theme and behavior for the day, we have a rally that offers an opportunity to either close a long position or open up a short position, possibly both. Behavior around the highest side, we have quite a lot of volatility near the high, and there's a trade opportunity there. We attempt to establish support near the high. Behavior around the lowest low for the day, we have a decline that ends with a fast sudden move higher. I'm advised to trade around the in attempt to establish support. Now, I'm going to get into the hour-by-hour chart behavior as well as timing the highs and the lows for the day. But before I do that, I just want to make sure everybody's aware. The whole purpose of the channel is to transmute some of the competitive energy of the stock market into goodwill. We do that by following the rule of karma for the channel. You go to the resources tab of our website, Tarot for Traders, and 5% of the profits from every profitable trade utilizing this information should be donated forward to one of these charities, or pick a charity of your choosing as long as you're paying 5% forward, and then 5% should be sent back to the channel through one of these links. If you're international, you can use Wise or you can use YouTube tips. And that leaves you at 90%. Make sure to spend that 90% out of love. As long as you follow those rules, you follow the rule of karma for the channel, the universe considers you an angel investor. It's going to send it back to you tenfold for following through. Blessings to all my angel investors. Let's get back into it. In the pre-market, we have a pop and drop. It looks like we probably opened lower here. Yeah, we opened lower here, and there's this pop and drop in the pre-market that turns into a U-shaped dip right around the open. When we're coming out of that dip into the second of the two peaks, U-shaped dip has a peak on either side. So we're coming out of that dip and moving into the peak. That probably takes place at like just a little bit before 10 o'clock. I'm advised not to chase that rally. There's a failed attempt to break through key resistance, and it'll be disappointing because based on technicals, we'll be expecting to break through. But instead, we maybe fake out and then we turn around, like fake like we're going to break through, and then we turn around, or we break through momentarily. But either way, we turn around and we end up breaking down through key support instead. And it looks like that takes place as we decline off of a peak. Around 10 o'clock, we decline into the 10 to 11 o'clock hour. That decline might even continue all the way into 12 o'clock, but somewhere out of that decline, there's a notable move to the upside, probably out of like oversold territory. If not oversold territory, then it's just going to be like a big move to the upside. It'll be fast, and it'll be from a significant trough, not necessarily a low, because I think the low will be here in the pre-market, but a significant trough taking place and a big move to the upside, taking us back to a high for the day, probably slightly higher than the previous high where we had the failed attempt to break through resistance. Some sideways behavior there. Yeah, we have sideways behavior near the high based on the purple correlation to the attempt to establish support, right? That's that princess of discs. So we go from a high, drop just a little bit, do sideways rotation, and then there's like a failed attempt to break through. It might be the failed attempt to break through resistance might be at that high, or there might be one at a lower price level here. But either way, we end up declining back into the lows that we saw around 12 o'clock right before the big move to the upside. We then do sideways rotation between roughly, after a sharp drop, we do sideways rotation between roughly 2 and 3, and that sideways rotation should end with a fast sudden move higher. Either we see a fast sudden move higher in the 2 to 3 o'clock hour, or we do sideways rotation all the way into like near the close, and then there's this big move to the upside. Either way, we should finish with like a breakout through the highs that we saw, and that breakout probably offers opportunity to open up a short position. There's a resistance level in the post market, either that or in the following day. Sometimes this takes place in the morning, but there's a resistance level that we're going to decline from and then return to at least once, making for a good trade opportunity. It looks like we attempt to establish support around the post-market as well. Sneak preview for the following day. There's a sharp drop on the 11th that'll stand out on the one-day chart. We'll elaborate on that when we get into the reading for June 11th. That's SPY for the 10th. So what I would do, guys, in the midst of the first, so you got the first peak. You got the first peak there around 10 o'clock, and then we decline from that. You might be tempted to chase the rally. Do not chase the rally. We're going to decline from that peak, probably all the way into 12 o'clock. What I would do is I'd probably pick up like 25% of a position as we decline down in the 10 to 11 o'clock hour, because there might be a big move right there between 11 and 12, but I think it's probably a decline all the way into 12 o'clock and then a big move higher. So that's why I would do like 25%. And then when I purchase that low at that low around 12 o'clock, I'd probably finish off the long position there. This would be for a day trade that I would close after that big move, that adjustment card move that takes us into the princess of discs, and a high where we do sideways rotation and attempt to establish support. That's where I would exit out of the long position for a day trade. If I'm looking for an overnight swing trade, then likely what I'd want to do is accumulate probably 25% near this high here of a short position, and then we're most likely breaking out here right at the close. So you might not be able to take advantage of it. Sometimes the move comes after the close, which is why I say take by 25% here, buy the remaining short position here when we have this big move to the upside. If you don't see a big move to the upside, just stick with the 25%. But either way, that's a swing trade into the following day. Looks like you could probably close out of that around 2 o'clock, a little bit after 2 o'clock probably. Actually, you could probably close out of it before 12 o'clock as well, but we'll talk about that in more detail when we get into the reading for the 11th. That's SPY for the 10th. Let me know what you think by hitting that like button. As always, make sure to follow that rule of karma. We'll count on you here at Tarot for Traders. Guys, if you don't know, there's a special promotion going on for Q2. This promotion, you get, if you buy 2 one-year reports for 2025, you get a free 1-year report. It's a $500 value, and we won't be doing any 2025 deals come the second half of 2024, because that's when they become really in demand. So if you see yourself needing 2025s, I highly recommend taking advantage of this in the second quarter while it's still available. It's a $500 value. And with that said, my friends, blessings to all my angel investors. I'll see you guys on the next one.